Ayen, Tassa, Valicor, Lucifuge, Rofocale. Within your darkness, what is there to learn? Divine Prime Minister of Hell. Ave Lucifuge Rofocale. I want to do a tribute video to him. We had a profound workings through Sartorial, Sphere 3 on the clip-off. And I just want to rave about him. He did so much for me. He helps me explore the rich, deep darkness within me. And that included the beauty of dwelling in darkness and the benefits that it could bring to me, such as having dark showers and just being able to reset my mind and my body and to breathe after a stressful day, or just breathe altogether. And also like having to explore deep, dark subconscious and some of the weaknesses that were there that I had to face and overcome and understand. Even more so than overcome. I had to understand rich, deep, profound darkness benefited my life so much. And I truly cherish Lucifuge Rofocale. Although I don't really work with him anymore, I'll never forget black serpents shooting out of my fingers into my body. Black serpents shooting into my mind's eye. Boom! And it opened. See, in Sphere 3 Sartorial, the mind's eye opens to a new extent. And what you will have is a circuit. But first, you have to go through the opening. And the opening is not something that happens overnight. The explosion that happened in my mind's eye during one ritual with Lucifuge Rofocale, that happened in one moment. That was outrageous. I was drawing that for days. Drawing my face with an explosion from the mind's eye. Just boom! It was even like a little bit painful. Like it hurt a little bit of pressure. And then I had like light sensitivities for a little bit, and I had to adjust. I had to go through an adjustment period. But that was the beginning of taking my invocations up a notch. Opening the mind's eye. It's very important, actually. Then you can see so much more than your physical eyes can see. But you kind of use your physical eyes to see it as well. It's just that it's really using your mind's eye, and then you're able to see, kind of like there's a layer on top of this world that you get to see things in. And I mean some things. So, he helped me open. He once said, "You are not open. See yourself as an open box. Fall into the box. Become the box. Open for me to come in. Become the box. Never trapped inside. Pull it in to itself." I'm like, it says I'm not open? What the hell does that mean? Well, by the end of our workings, that was far from true. So then I came up with this little symbol for eye open. It's like an open box. It really took things up a notch. It really did. I guess it took a little bit of trust for me to open up. Which is fine. You know what you have to trust in? You have to trust in yourself and your abilities. And if you want to increase your abilities, you're going to have to trust in yourself. Let's see. These guides, they are guides. They're here to help us. And so you trust in yourself, and you trust in the process, and you even trust in the guidance. And that'll help. Lucifuge Rofocale is the Lord of Pacts. It's interesting that after like my second invocation of Lucifuge Rofocale, I I started to think about a pact with Beelzebub. A pact which I haven't made yet, but it's coming soon. Actually, next month I think I am going to make my first demonic pact. So yeah, I took my time. It's something that you should really consider. Don't rush into it, because you have to keep up your part of the deal, because they will keep up their part of the deal. You have to do the same, or it could go poorly for you. Also, you have to know that things could change in order to give you what you want. So you have to be willing to be like, well, that happened because I got what I wanted out of the pact. So you just have to have an open mind. You know, when it comes to working with Lucifuge, you're going to have to be open. You're going to have to be open because there will be changes. He is a part of the Trinity in Hell's hierarchy. Actually, he is not just the Prime Minister, but also the Treasurer and the Librarian. Like a circuit is the dark star to mind's eye. The dark star, it's like a shard of the void that floats above your head. And it is connected to the mind's eye and the soul. And the dark star is also called the Eye of Lucifer. And it opens in Spirit 3 Satario. And once you have that, you have access to the void. And you can start truly manifesting. But you're going to have to initiate through a Satario. And it could be brutal. But you like brutal. We like going through hell, especially with 3 horns rising. You know, Lucifuge Rofocale's sigil shifting. What did it used to look like? A face. His face used to come through. His sigil for me. Black serpents. He's like, I am them. The black serpents were everywhere. They'd be all over the room. They would crawl up my legs. They would shoot into me in different places. Especially in the mind's eye, because he did help me open my mind's eye. Wild experiences. I had so many visuals. I actually, because my mind's eye opened, I was able to see so many visions all the time. And then he had me start practicing seeing things or doing things in darkness where I couldn't really see with my physical eyes, but I was still able to see it and get it done, get the task done, such as like getting dressed after a dark shower in the darkness, or opening candy in a dark movie theater, you know, drawing sigils in the dark. He did not like the light on. Some of them like the light on, some of them don't. So I would just be by candlelight, which actually is better, pretty much always. But it's just so hard to see my drawings, but that's not the case anymore. So you'll start to be able to see really well in the dark. You'll get a appreciation for darkness, and in like a classy way. He was very classy, I felt like a rich, classy darkness, profound, and just, he told me, do not cuss in my presence. He did tell me that. I was like, okay. I cuss all the time around Belial, but Lucifuge was like, no, do not cuss in my presence. So I remembered that one. I used to give him tobacco as an offering, really bold tobacco in a little jar that I used to have. When I finished working with Lucifuge, I ended up cleansing his stuff from my offering table, and that was hard. To say goodbye was hard for me. He is a part of the Dark Council, the 11 heads of Azerate, and so I do see him when I meet with the 11. And I will be seeing him soon to make a pact with Beelzebub. That time is coming up. And it's going to completely change my life. So, I'm looking forward to it. After I finished tutorial, about a week later, Belial had said, you are finished working with Lucifuge Rofocale. Or Lucifuge. They don't really call him the Rofocale part, I feel like, the other demons. You were finished working with Lucifuge. I was like, finished working? Like I have to say goodbye? Like what? Is that a thing? What do you mean I finished? But sometimes there is an end of a path. Especially because in every incantation that I wrote for Lucifuge, I would say, I welcome your guidance through Satariel. So as the operator, I willed the fact that I would be finished working with Lucifuge. And it just came to an end. I was hurt for like weeks, mostly because I really enjoyed our invocations a lot. The black serpents, I love that shit. Shooting out my fingers, man, coming into me. Different places exploding. I remember opening up like a cabinet for him. That was before that I started writing the open box sigil gazing. Just opening up and just letting his energy come into me. It's interesting because some of them, their energy comes through as like a mass of darkness, but he was like literally black serpents coming into me. Quite vivid. See, I'm reading about the one right there. A black serpent shoots into my stomach, goes down to the floor, then shoots up. Fiercely to mind's eye, my head shoots up, a gasp. I write, dark star. And above my head, in a vision, is a black dot. It explodes. A gasp, euphoria. I missed his invocations. The room darkens, a presence sinking in. Candles start dancing, dragon's blood incense. You will be out of my sphere soon. I wrote becoming. Sigil shifts. I close my eyes in the darkness. He shakes my hand with the other. He hands me a letter. It reads, one final letter. Satan in a suit, who I have been seeing lately, comes in. LR steps away. Satan hugs me. My body merges into his. A shocking vision. Nausea. I vibrate. Satale serpentium. Satare serpentium. That is Dance of the Serpents. Like black serpents we intertwine. I feel woozy. Your mind is more clear now. Black serpents cover the floor. I just came across that one right now. Ave Lucifuge Rofocale. That was the day that my dark star opened. The eye of Lucifer, forever a part of me. The dark star, awaken a circuit to mind's eye. Writing things in the physical. That's what you have to do. There has to be a physical manifest in order for things to take place in the physical. It has to be physical in order to affect the physical. To some degree. There is a lot of interactions that occur between Earth and the astral, and that is why the spirits are so helpful to us. But we, as the operator, we have to do things in the physical to solidify shit and to make it happen here. So, incantations are really powerful, especially while written down and then spoken out loud. And even if you put blood on certain words, it takes it up a notch. You don't really have to know why it works. You just need to know what works, right? And especially if it works for you, then it works even better as the operator, right? So I had said, Ayan Tassa Balakor Lucifuge Rofocale, Prime Minister of Hell, I welcome your libraries, writing the new lore. A new level of mind's eye opening to dark star. Profound darkness, an embrace of the deep pit where dwelling is becoming. Satare serpentium. I open and let us join in this exchange. Ave Lucifuge Rofocale. And the next day I was conscious of the dark star. I'm having like a flutter just talking about this shit. It used to have hurt. The mind's eye used to hurt when I was working with Lucifuge, or in the beginning of the opening. Now it flutters, like it has wings. I think that's because of Azazel, though. Ever since I started invoking him, because now we're working on opening further astral senses and things like that. And now it flutters. I'm like, oh, does it have wings now? Okay, blackbird wings? Alright. Fuck it. It's a weird feeling, though. It just flutters. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is that? Am I being accessed? Probably. Good. I like to be a vessel for demons. So the next day I was conscious of the dark star, and I still am, but it was really noticeable the next day. I couldn't believe it. This is real shit, and it was amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I access it all the time, actually. What I do now is I send my manifests to Dark Star. So I'll close my eyes, and I'll see the words of what I want or the image of what I want, and I will let it send up as if it was like credits in a movie. You know how they go scroll up? It's like that, up to Dark Star. It's very effective, actually. It works really well. It takes focus, and I used to tell Lucifuge Rofocale to teach me focus in my incantations. Teach me focus, help me open my mind's eye. What is the guidance through Spirit 3 Satario? I didn't even know about the mind's eye shit when I got into the sphere. He guided me. So, in the Dark Star and the Eye of Lucifer, I didn't even know about any of that. I do now. It's great. You should initiate through Spirit 3 Satario of the Clip-Off and do it well. And be respectful of Lucifuge Rofocale. He's very powerful. And he will not take any bullshit. None of them will. The gatekeepers do not take bullshit. They are here to pursue their agenda while helping us pursue our agendas. And our agenda in this case is to initiate through the Clip-Off in a process called becoming. In a process called metamorphosis, black alchemy, deification. These are all becoming. Theo in Latin is becoming. And you want to become a dark entity. You want to be powerful. Why would you not want to be powerful? You don't want to dwell on weakness your whole life. It's some bullshit. You're going to have to experience what your weaknesses are while you're initiating through the Clip-Off so that you can understand them and adjust. Strengthen that shit. Because why have it? Why be weak? Fuck that. You know what? You need the Dark Star. You can send your manifests. So, work with Lucifuge Rofocale. And like I said, he is the Lord of Pacts too. You actually, like, if you want to make a pact with a demon, you're going to have to work with Lucifuge Rofocale, or at least summon him to make the pact. And the last thing that happened, I was sleeping and I woke up, and in the darkness, Lucifuge Rofocale dissolves into me. I'm feeling a shift. I always said Sphere 3 would teach me or give me what I needed to get through Sphere 2. And the opening started. That allowed me to see what limitless potential and vibrance this life experience could have. Lucifuge Rofocale said, I will finish this sphere soon, and I had just opened the Dark Star. I am still aware of it floating above my head since ritual Saturday night. The benefits of darkness. You're gonna have to find out for yourself what those are. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised. And I miss him so dearly. But this is a journey of growth, and we have to go through the process. And so, Sometimes there's an end of the path, and that is okay. You know, what matters is that when you are at the end of the path, did you complete what you set out to do? Or did you complete a whole bunch of things that were a benefit to you? Because, let's face it, we don't always know what the path is, right? Especially when you work with demons. They don't really tell you. They might give you little hints and clues and warnings, but a lot of things you're going to have to just experience because they know it'll be more effective for you. We really had a great journey. It's kind of cool. I ended up doing a light and dark ritual with Lucifuge, Rofocale, and Lucifer. What's interesting is I started with an invocation of Lucifuge, and the power went out. And then when I kept doing the ritual. When I went into invocation of Lucifer, in the same ritual, I'm serious, I said, Lord of darkness and light, and all the lights came back on. I was like, that's the shit I live for, man. Like, that was a badass ritual. And that was during a 15-day process, which is actually right now a 360-day process, but I didn't know that at the time. The first 15 days were about learning about the nature of balancing light and dark. Also, one time during an invocation, I went to look up dark Victorian music. And at first I didn't like it, but every time I would meet with Lucifuge, I would end up playing dark Victorian music. Or we would do this dark cello visualization where he would tell me, see yourself playing the cello, and that would be a starting ground, and then he would give me visions from that. And that was in the beginning of when demons started to give me visions. It started with that a little bit, and now they give me visions all the time. But it started with me focusing on one thing that was simple for my mind to focus on, and then while I was focused on that, he would give me visions, and he would say, don't fill it in, just see yourself playing the cello, and let me come in and give you the visions. And he showed me past lives. He showed me different faces, said they were me. Like, just wild experiences. And what's interesting about a past life memory is you will feel it. Like, you will feel like that was me. Like, I remember that. And then you're not going to fear death anymore, because you're going to know that your flesh dies. And when you're reborn again, there's a veil of forgetting, but you can remember. Yeah, deep shit, man. I mean, fucking dwell in deep darkness, hell yeah. Like, so, once again, Ave, Lucifuge, Rofocale. I still play dark Victorian music. It's relaxing. And I continue opening my mind's eye, and the dark star circuit grows in intensity. In the path of becoming, we find our true power, which is limitless, boundless. The most important thing possibly to explore in this entire lifetime is becoming. Thea. Thank you, Lucifuge.